All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild. It's a new project that's trying to flip the script on how developers sell their stuff online. It's called Silk Road X402, and it's an anonymous software marketplace built on the Solana blockchain. I mean, just stop and think about that question for a second. If you're a creator, a coder, anyone who's ever built a cool tool or a simple script, this one probably hits you right where you live. The dream is to just build something cool, put it out there, and get paid for it, without all the middlemen and all the nonsense. So, to really get why a platform like this is even a thing, we gotta look at the major headaches that developers and creators are dealing with right now when they try to sell their work. And this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. On one hand, you've got the big guys, right? Stripe, Gumroad, all of them. They make you hand over all your personal info for identity verification, adds KYC. Then they take a huge cut of your sales, sometimes as high as 30%. And after all that, you're still waiting days to get your money. But then you look at what Silk Road X402 is proposing. No ID checks, zero platform fees, and you get paid in less than a second. It's a pretty stark difference.
And this is exactly the opening they're aiming for. Silk Road X402 is positioning itself as the direct answer to all those problems we just talked about. So what is it really? Well, at its core, it's a peer-to-peer marketplace running on Solana. The big idea is to let developers sell their private software, and they make a big deal of saying legal software, completely anonymously. The payments are instant, and they're made in USDC, which is a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, so you're not dealing with crazy price swings. And they're making some pretty bold promises here. First, zero KYC, meaning you just connect a wallet and you're in. Instant payments, thanks to Solana's speed. Zero platform fees, which is huge, and we'll get to how they do that in a sec. It's also globally accessible from the get-go and uses encrypted storage. But this last one, AI agent ready, that's kind of mind-blowing. It's built so that AI programs could, in theory, buy and sell software from each other automatically, a real machine-to-machine economy. Okay, but how in the world does this actually work without a company like Stripe taking your credit card info? Well, the secret sauce is a piece of tech called the X42 payment protocol. You know, this is actually pretty clever. We've all seen a 404 not found error on the web, right? Well, there's another web code that almost no one ever uses, HTTP 402, which means payment required. This protocol basically hijacks that forgotten error code and turns it into a command that tells your crypto wallet to make a payment. And here's how it all plays out step by step. First, you click download. Second, instead of the file, the server just sends back that 402 code with the price. Third, your wallet pops up, asks if you want to pay, and you click approve. Fourth, that payment flies across the Solana network and gets confirmed in, well, less than a second. And boom, step 5, the file starts downloading. It's super smooth, super direct, and crazy fast. Now, this number right here, this is the engine that makes the whole thing possible. That's the cost of a single transaction on Solana. It's practically free. It's a fraction of a penny. When moving money costs almost nothing, you suddenly don't need to charge those huge platform fees anymore. So what you end up with is just a totally different way of doing business online. It's pure wallet to wallet. You don't create an account, you don't give anyone your credit card info, and for sellers, there are no chargebacks. It's a system designed from the ground up to have as little friction as possible. Okay, so that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? If the platform charges zero fees, what's the business model? How do they stay afloat? The answer is their token. It's really simple. To get into the marketplace at all, doesn't matter if you're buying or selling, you have to hold at least 50,000 of their token, called SRX402, in your wallet. It's basically your membership card, your key to get in the door. So why do it this way? I mean, why not just take a simple 1% fee on every sale? Why build this whole system around a token that people have to buy and hold? Well, they lay out a pretty clear strategy. First, they say it's for quality control. It filters out people who aren't serious. Second, it's a huge weapon against spam. It's just too expensive for bots to operate if every account needs to hold the token. Third, this is the big one for their model, it creates constant demand for their token because every new user has to buy some. And finally, it aligns everyone's incentives. If you're a user, you're also a token holder, so you want the platform to succeed. So where does the project stand today? Is this all just a cool idea on a website, or is there an actual product you can use? According to their own roadmap, the core tech is already built. The 402 payments, the token gate, the listing tools, that's all 100% done. What they're doing now is getting it ready for prime time, production deployment, testing, and security audits. The target for a full public launch is late 2025.
But here's the kicker, and this really caught my eye. Even though the official launch is still ways out, the platform is described as being operational right now. The documentation says sellers are already on there, listing things, and getting paid in real USDC from buyers. So it's not just an idea, it's actually working. Of course, with a name that's clearly a nod to the original Silk Road, they have to address the elephant in the room. And they do, right up front. Their site says, in no uncertain terms, legal software only. They strictly prohibit any kind of malware or hacking tools and say their goal is to be compliant.
And you know, this really brings us to the final big picture idea. If you zoom out from this one specific project, the technology it's using, this idea of direct, nearly instant, super cheap payments between wallets is incredibly powerful. It really questions the whole system of using centralized payment companies. And it leaves you with this final thought. Could this type of seamless wallet-to-wallet commerce be the new standard for how we all buy and sell things on the internet?